Hello and happy Sunday around the world. How are you guys? Wow. Today I'm in one of the most beautiful cities in the world. I'm in St. Petersburg, Russia, in December. Can you believe it? Hi guys, how are you? Um, I I don't even know what to say. I'm just full of gratitude for so many things and wondered like how many of us even realize how much everything is gifting to us and what else is it that we can receive from that we haven't been willing to receive from. I I met up with some people in Costa Rica in October, and we came up with this crazy idea to bring me to Russia in St. Petersburg. I was in Moscow in September, and just the excitement. There was like when we talked about coming and doing some classes about growing your business, assisting your business in getting its voice out in the world, and really not waiting, but creating now. Most of us wait. We're like, let me get it all together, let me get it perfect, and then one day I'm actually going to implement everything I'm talking about. But we had 3 days of some really brave people coming to be with us and really look at their businesses from a very different place and not trying to make it that the business needs to receive from them, but from them willing to actually allow the business to help them out too. Hi, guys. And I was just looking at the amount of change that happens in these seminars, these workshops, and trainings, and yet, like, how much of it did we really pay attention to how much we are receiving and how much there's so many other things that wants to gift to us. This is a very rare trip for me. I actually have 2 extra days that I stayed in St. Petersburg. Normally I'm in, I'm out. I was facilitating all day, and then I had classes in the evening. And it just seemed like I didn't get to see much of St. Petersburg at all until yesterday, and actually today. My friend Dimitri was kind enough to show me some places today, and then the rest of my team is going to be doing that tomorrow. And one of the things was walking down the street, and even the buildings, the architecture, the gift of the trees, the river. You know, St. Petersburg is surrounded by river. And it doesn't matter which river I was looking at, you have frozen ice on the river, and there's always a patch, an area that's still water to let the ducks actually swim, hang out, play. Today they were chasing each other. And it's like the gift of that, like just we came out of a beautiful church, and my body like immediately went to the railing to watch the ducks. And it's like the gift that they're sharing with us. Like how many of us would think, hey, let's get in some water. But the ducks are like, don't worry, I've got this special oil. Water just, flows off of me. Nothing I have to worry about. I'm just hanging out with my friends and we're having a good time. And the gift that they were being, like what they were contributing to me and my body, and it was such a delight. And every single building, and I know some of us have appreciation when walking down the street and actually paying attention to the architecture. And the thing about St. Petersburg is that it's gorgeous, like everything about it, the columns, the stone, the artwork, the history, there's just so much there. And today we went to a museum, and I'm blanking right now. It's the Winter Castle, and I'm blanking on the name of it in English, but it had the history. So it had the Roman history, the Egyptian history, it had all this history. And in each room that you went in, you were surrounded by marble. marble, just some of the most gorgeous marble. And you had things from like the 1st century and 2nd century, and the artwork, the amount of like carving. I mean, it was just so beautiful to watch. And, I love exploring different places. And, yes, we pay attention to the history. We're looking at, who did what and what that time period was like. But there was such a different level of receiving for me of even the architecture, the marble on the wall, the marble on the floor, the paintings, the colors. And I always would say I appreciated it, but the way my body was able to receive it now with all these right body for you tools, asking questions, being willing to receive, truly, that's what wealth is, guys. Wealth has nothing to do with cash. It has to do about the richness in your life. So if you love to cook, that joy that you feel in your heart when you're cooking, that's you having wealth. And then it's also, what would it take for you to, in addition to that, also receive money from it? So, the wealth of the paintings, the wealth of just everything. And then each room was very different. Like there were some rooms, like my body was like buzzing, like the amount of energy that was gifting and receiving between me and, the mummies and all these other things that are there was so different. And then there were some room, and there was one room that talked about imitation, and talked about the history of China and replicating different things. And it was so interesting. Like you walk down this hallway and it just felt like nothing. Like it just was beauty, but it was like there was no feeling, there was no sensation until a mask. There was this one mask, and it was like so beautiful and so like, you could tell it was exuding energy to have you gift to it, have it gift to you. And I was like, wow, like how much do our businesses do that? How much do our relationships do that? How much do the birds and the trees do that? Like we feel it when we're in nature. We're willing to receive from nature. We drop all our walls and barriers. There's no limitation in nature because nature melts that. It makes you be an interesting point of view and total allowance. But like everything, I was thinking, I haven't ordered anything from my menu here, but every time I've had a class on Zoom in the evening, it's like the colors here have been such a contribution. So like, guys, if you're asking for money, if you're asking to change your life, if you're asking to expand anything in your life and living, what have you already received you haven't acknowledged yet? And would you be willing to actually receive from everything? Would you be willing to receive truly from everything? Today, I was wearing my warm scarf because, we're in St. Petersburg. It was maybe -1, so that's not that bad for winter. But the wind makes it to where it's nice and crispy. And I was just like so grateful for my winter boots and my scarf and my gloves. I have these new gloves that I brought from Rome. And I was so excited to try them out here, and my hands were warm the whole time. I've never found a pair of gloves that, no matter what the manufacturer says, like my fingers are always cold. And these were so warm. And like just nature of like last night we were walking and it was snowing. And there was these horses on this on the sidewalk. And just like, I don't know, I just like, we're so lucky. Like, do we acknowledge how lucky we are? We live in this amazing planet that has so much beauty within it. And all of it, whether we think it's beauty or not, is there to gift to us. So what else could you be receiving from today that you haven't even acknowledged? But if you acknowledged it, you could receive so much more. And when I say a gift, a present doesn't have to be a physical thing someone gives you, but what if it's the gift of ease? I am so grateful for my hosts, Katarina. I had Daria, who were hosting me, with Dmitry, who came from Moscow, and we had Sergey from Moscow, and we had Inga. just the gift that they've been. And not just because they're hosting me or anything like that, or they're translating for me. They're just their kindness. And, tonight, with your giving, you also have to receive too. It's simultaneous. And you can work, but you've got to nurture your body too. And during this trip, I didn't get a chance to get a massage, and that's one way that I get to nurture my body. And it was really interesting. My amazing friend said, hey, can I gift you a session? Can I gift you a Symphony of Possibility session? And I gotta tell you, it was so beautiful of a session. He's so kind. Dimitri's so amazing. So if you haven't had a session with him, definitely book one, because he's pretty powerful in being able to immediately relax you and get you to receive things that maybe you haven't been willing to receive before. And, I was just looking at, just with the architecture, with everything that I was surrounded by today, even when we were drinking tea, the tea was just so yummy, but it was like, hi, I'm here to take care of you. You're not going to be cold anymore. And the whole nurturing of the museums today, walking in the street, the architecture, and then being gifted a session, it was just like, I don't know, other than I love my life. I don't know how to explain it, but how the hell did I get so lucky to have so many incredible people in my life? So many incredible people. And for this creation, we also have my friend Dagmara and Fo, who have been a gift beyond words in my life. And I'm so grateful to have them, not just part of this creation, but they're part of so many creations. And they're magic, but they have a level of kindness that doesn't really exist on the planet. And I don't know if either one of them even knows it. So I hope that maybe as one of them's watching right now, she might perceive it. But it's like we have so many people in the world that just want to contribute. I had someone today who was opening the door for me, and I'm like, we think it's a small gesture, but it's such a gift to have someone who wants to take care of you that way, But what if your business wants to take care of you that way? I was telling people in these classes these last few days of would you be willing to actually give your money job? Would you be willing to give your business a job? What if your business's job is actually to go bring you things that nurture you, expand your life, and allow you and the business to create greater than you can ever imagine, And what if it could be that easy? Truly, what if it could be that easy? Joanna, how you doing? Hi, Cecilia. There's so many of you guys. I'm so grateful you're here. And what have you already acknowledged? What have you acknowledged about you, who you're being, the kindness of you, but also the willingness to be too whenever is required? Because it's all great. Oh, happy crying. It's never giving up you. Being you no matter what. Still the willingness to not give up you and divorce you, and still be that kindness in the world, still be that energy that invites and inspires others to be themselves. Even with business, we talked so much about, the best practices in the world. And yes, I can share so much of that information with people, but it's not about that. Each business brings you to it. You think you brought the business alive. Yes, you did, but it took the idea of the business, the consciousness of it, for you to even have the idea to create the business or to take the job you took or whatever it is. And when you allow it to contribute to you, when you allow you to ask it questions and be like, hey, who do you want to add to you today? Where do you want to go? What services do you want to have? You allow not just the consciousness of the business, you allow your body, you allow the building, you allow your city, your country, your website, your business card. You now have employed the whole universe to be there to assist you in growing this business. But the minute you think it's your business, you're the owner, you have to do everything, guess what you do? You have to shut off your receiving and the gifts that the whole world actually wants to offer you. And people who want to come to you, you energetically push them away. So what if we didn't have to do that? What if we could receive from everything, including our money, including our clothes, including our jewelry, including our house, including our business, including the bus, the car, the street, everything. Like, what would your life be like if you were willing to receive from every molecule of the universe? I wonder what Christmas would be like for you this year if the gifts you receive from others is actually one of the gifts you can gift yourself, which is to be grateful for you. Grateful for you for all the mistakes you made this year, grateful for all the amazing things you did this year, for you just smiling and being you, being grateful for every aspect of you and not wanting to apologize for anything. And then ask, how does it get even better than that? And what else is possible? And what possibilities are available I've never chosen before? And what would your business like to be in the new year? Guess what, you guys? December is not over. Please don't kill the business. It is not over. You're planting seeds for now and the future. So what would your business like to be tomorrow? Today? And what would it like to be next year? What would it like to be in the next 5 years? And what if you didn't have to wait 5 years? What could you be and do different today to actually invite all those possibilities that would be there in 5 years to actualize now, in the now, not just in the future? I wonder, would you be able to bring in more clients? You know, Joanna, she works with horses, and one of her gifts is an amazing photographer. She works with animals. She works with so many amazing things. I wonder how much the animals, how much the horses would like to gift to her and the business and the new clients, and also being a source of getting the voice of the business out in the world. Your business has a voice, guys. And when you're willing to actually have you and your voice, that voice just permeates in such a different way and invites so many people out in the world for such different possibilities. I was looking at the horses last night in the street, and it just made me miss, of course, my horse at home. And at the same time, it was this like total hug from my horse at home. Like energetically, I'm saying hello, but she's saying hello back. She's gifting to me, even though I'm physically like thousands and thousands of miles away from her physically, but she's never far away. It's the same thing, you know, with our families, whether you're physically near them or not. What if you're never apart? What can they contribute to you, whether they're near you or not? And the other thing is, for all the parents out there, you know, are you willing to receive from your kids? Your kids are brilliant, and they are amazing contributors, and they want to contribute to your life and living. It's not cognitive. It's not words. It's energy. But they can pull in money and clients and joy and ease. They can invite you to so much if you're willing to receive it. So I wonder, come the holiday season, what else could you be gifting you by the willingness to receive from whatever else you desire to receive from? And what if everything you're asking for could just show up with ease and joy and glory? So anything that doesn't allow that, will you let it just go away? Bye-bye. See you later. Anyways, thank you guys for being here. I was just inspired. I just had such a lovely day, and so looking forward. I'll be sharing the pictures soon. I took zillions of pictures. But What if we could allow ourselves to receive from everything? What would that be like? Like, what kind of world would we have if people would be willing to actually receive the gifts that the whole universe has to offer? I know I'm asking for a lot, but I can do that. I can put a request as big as that in the world and see what else is possible. What about you? What is your request? I wonder. All right. Until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.